saying something at a time she wasn't supposed to be saying anything. She was known for these outbursts. She just, whenever she felt that she wanted to say something, it was going to be said whether she had the microphone or not. She was always saying whatever she wanted to say, whenever she wanted to say it. She was an experience. She was a vibe. I remember when Reverend Clay Evans in December 2019 was lying in state in the Sanctuary of Fellowship, Chicago. And we all were standing there regal and dignified, and I mean ice cold silence was in the sanctuary. Reverend Charles Jenkins and Dr. Tara, myself and Lady Bree, we were standing there. We looked like we were at the White House or the U.S. Capitol to receive the body of Reverend Evans into the sanctuary. Everybody was quiet until Mama Lou walked in. When she walked down the aisle, headed to the casket, she hollered to the top of her lungs, "Here we are. We here, Reverend. Here we are." Whenever she felt it was time to say something, she was going to say whatever she wanted to say. I was trying to announce on the first Sunday of May that the doctors had diagnosed her with pancreatic cancer. It was spreading to her liver and her liver ducts. You don't know how nervous I was. Pastor Jenkins and I talked on the phone before that service. I had notes written down. I wanted to make sure I told the story correctly. I knew that the world was watching, news were listening, and the internet was going to take whatever I said at face value. I wanted to say it right, get it right. I'm trying to tell the church she has pancreatic cancer. It's spread into her liver and her liver ducts, and doctors have given her days. Before I can finish explaining the diagnosis, from the second row in a wheelchair, she hollered out, "That's all right." And the church almost went to the floor. She was always saying something she wasn't really supposed to say, but whenever she felt the need to say it, she was going to say what she needed to say. On Easter Sunday, Mama Lou at 94 put on her Joy t-shirt on Easter Sunday. Isn't that something? A nonagenarian could follow her 30-something-year-old pastor and put on a t-shirt on Easter Sunday morning, and I thought it was phenomenal. I said, "Mama Lou, I just want to acknowledge you. Look at you in your Joy shirt on this Easter Sunday morning." She jumped up in Mama Lou fashion and said, "Whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say." That was a week before she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. She must have felt something in the spirit. She jumped up. "Whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul." I said, "Well, since you feeling that today, how about you direct it at the end of service?" We close Easter Sunday morning with "It is well." The last time, ironically, she directed it at fellowship. She was always saying something she really wasn't supposed to say when she really wasn't supposed to say it. We're down at Morehouse College back in April, and we unveiled the oil portrait of our founding pastor in the MLK Chapel at Morehouse College. We were robed again. It's a regal, dignified event. Everybody's standing there. They took the sheet off the portrait, and we all clapped. The president of Morehouse College is standing within centimeters of Mama Lou, and when Mama Lou saw her brother on that oil portrait, she hollered in the chapel at Morehouse College, "Hallelujah!" I wanted to say, "Mama, it really wasn't that time right now," but whenever she felt the need to say whatever she wanted to say, she was going to say what she wanted to say. Can't you imagine in your sanctified imagination when Mama Lou got to heaven, when she stepped into the vestibule of eternity? Can't you hear her holler out and say, "Here we are"?
And so I want you to know that before 9/11, you could go to the window all the way down in the terminal and look out the window to see the planes taking off and landing. And you could be at the gate. They taxi down the runway and they lift up and take off out of sight. And you can hear some people say, "There they go. Oh God, I'm winding up here." Well, a week ago, when my mama took flight, several of us were around, and we said, "There she goes." Where my mama went the other day, she didn't need to have a real ID with a gold star on it. She didn't need it. because mama would soon be in glory walking the streets of gold. Mama didn't need a visa, no state ID, no proof of American citizenship, because mama was getting ready to be a heavenly citizen. She didn't need clear a TSA. Mama didn't even have to go through security. The angels just ushered her up. Well, when she got to the gate, the word had gotten out. Lou Della is on the way. Oh, I can see my grandparents, mama and papa, running to the pearly gates. They said, here she comes. I can hear all of her siblings saying, here Lou Della comes. I can hear my brother say, here comes my mama. And I want you to know, all mama did was step over on the other side of the pearly gates. But in my sanctified mind, I believe she said, I want to see Jesus. That is the man that died for me, the man that set me free. Rest on, mama. Keep a living. And my confidant. My mama was the GOAT. For some of them older like I did have to look it up. That means the greatest of all time. My mom in my heart and my mind was matchless and incomparable. Dr. Deanna James said that her husband skipped home going, I put my husband up with any other husband. I put my mama up with any other mama. And I know my mama would turn up on the top. My mom loved God. She loved her family, her church, and her choirs. And in general, my mother was a lover of people. My mom was the hardest working woman I have ever known. My mama worked hard at everything she did. As you might have heard her say, she gave it her all. My mama was a holy woman. She was a woman of integrity and a woman of excellence. As I